Sure, you remember, you can call Aunt Marge anytime and ask her, like, who is that actor in that old movie? What's her name? Marlene Dietrich or something? And did you know these people? Oh, yeah, I knew all these people. You gotta watch some old movies to really get it. She loved them. She was the first person we called when we needed advice. As she would make us see the different sides of the situation and accept what we could and what we couldn't change. And she made sure we saw that difference so we could make the right decisions. She showed us how to clean, boy, and keep organized. When you went into her house, it was spit shining clean. And I knew whenever I looked around my house, I said, Aunt Margie wouldn't like this. I better clean up today. When she'd come over and say, Rosie, Margaret, get up and clean this kitchen. We'd all have to get up and help. We know what great shoes are and what it means to dress classy, because Aunt Marge had the best shoes. I always looked at them and said, Aunt Marge, can I have those shoes when you're done with them? Those Capezios, remember she used to have those? She was the only person who could yell at my dad, and he would never answer back. Joey, that's crass. You're being vulgar. Stop picking on Rosie. My Aunt Marge was a true feminist who came from an era when women were homemakers, but she knew she could do way more. She read a lot. She studied people's characters. She knew what was wrong in the past generations and how to kind of change it and make it right for the future generations to know. She shared those with us. She was an inspiration for all the women in our family to focus on that education that she was denied of because she was expected to get married. She educated herself every way by reading a lot, as I said before, and observing others. She taught us that you could take up golf later on in life and anything else you might want to do. She had the best smile, and her full belly laughs lightened our conversations when we would get too loud or out of control. She reminded us to take care of your teeth, so we too could have a smile that lasts as long as hers. She taught us that there is room around the kitchen table for anyone and everyone. There's always a pot of chicken soup and pastina ready to go. She had the best penmanship in the entire town of Ansonia. Was touched by her thoughtful cards. I don't know anybody who could write like her. Her wording is perfect. She was a businesswoman who did the accounting and motivated everyone to stay on task and do their best. How could you not, as she worked until she was 94? We learned to watch our waistlines and to eat in moderation. She'd let us know if we were over the edge, too. She reminded us not to smoke, but a good martini's okay. Aunt Marge showed us that we don't have to feel like losers when we misplace our keys, and she made it an acceptable ritual. She showed us that you can laugh at your mistakes and move on. Very important lesson in life. She didn't get depressed or worried about anything. She showed us how to look real cool in a bright yellow Mustang, her first car. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Boy, I do. She was a woman of confidence. She had a great ear and voice and loved to harmonize. But when Uncle Angelo chimed in, the laughs were out of control. My aunt was everyone's mother and grandmother. She was the matriarch of our family. She made everyone she met feel special, too. Aunt Marge taught us to not ever let ourselves get depressed. Get up and go, get things done. Don't feel sorry for yourself, no. Her monetary tenets made us more frugal. Do you know how much money you can save in 1 year if you made your own cup of coffee? She would say. And do you want that or do you need it?
So true.
She was a contemporary philosopher who saw the good in everyone and their potential to be even better. Aunt Marge told the best stories and seemed to remember everything about her childhood and growing up, and they're really great stories. Aunt Marge showed respect to everyone and expected it in return. Aunt Marge and her brother Joe were the first to get up and dance at any family party. They were really good swingers, boy. They're great dancers. Aunt Marge left an impression on new people with her lively attitude and sense of humor, all way into her 90s. Robert reminded me of this one. Because Aunt Marge, we are all more grammatically correct speakers and have good table manners. We know when to use to who, or to whom, that is the question. And we do not forget the countless times that Aunt Marge corrected her brother Joe for the misuse of the word regardless for irregardless. Aunt Marge cared for her parents into their old age also, and showed us all what a good example is to stay and take care of your parents. And my cousin Roz did such an amazing job being with her. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ryan Nicoletti, for those who do not know me. I'm one of Marjorie's great-grandchildren. My fondest memories of my Grandma Marge come from when I was just a young boy. I would get dropped off at our family business, General Muffler and Auto Supply, after school or on the weekends. I would immediately run upstairs to see my Gram, who was always greatly delighted to see me. Whether it was just filing papers or organizing the office, my Gram always appreciated my help. To reward me, she'd give me $2. She encouraged me to save it, but those dollars were soon used to buy food out of the vending machine downstairs. 10 years later, I would still be working side by side with her. When she left for Arizona to live with my Aunt Roz, she entrusted me with running the office at General Muffler. Every week, I would get a call from her asking how everything is and reminding me to send out the bills. Her dedication to our family business was exceptional and was a representation of how much she loved seeing her family thrive and grow. Another memory I share with my great-grandmother is visiting Arizona with her. Ever since I was a little boy, my Gram talked about bringing me out to Arizona to visit with my Aunt Roz. At the age of 9, she bought 2 plane tickets for us, and we flew to Phoenix during my winter vacation. Gram gave me a journal to write in to highlight our time in Arizona. Gram and I would travel to Arizona 3 times together, in 2009, 2011, and 2013. I used that same journal every time to document our trips, and I still have it to this day. Experiencing Arizona with Gram was something I will never forget, and reading the journal recently has brought back so many great memories that I hold close to my heart. My great-grandma Marge sent me a letter the day of my high school graduation this past June. I would like to leave you with some words that she wrote. My dear grandson, now it's time to face the real world. Only you know what's best for you. I know that you do things better than anyone else. You shine with a style of your own. Your ever-loving Gram. Thank you.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brian Hart, and I am married to Ashley Nicoletti, son, right? Daughter, that would be me, daughter of Bill and Cindy. Our daughter Madison is one of the youngest great-grandchildren of Grandma Marge, and as I came into this family many years ago, and having lost my grandmother very early on in my life, I took on Grandma Marge as my own. So I feel the loss as deeply as all of you. On that note, my daughter would like to express some words, and I'll read them for her. My great-grandma Marge was a true legend in our family. She was very kind, generous, loving, and a believer. She was always on the bright side of things. She was also supportive. We all had great memories of her. I'll share some of mine. One time, my mother, Aunt Rosie, and Grandma Marge all went to Panera Bread together. Another time, when I was about 10 or 11 months old, I was dressed up like Tinkerbell for Halloween, and Grandma Marge was over our house. I also remember when I was 6, we had a big Thanksgiving feast, and she was over. Another memory is when I graduated from preschool, and I sat next to Grandma Marge and ate cake. And we all know this one. When Papa had his 40th birthday party, while she was opening presents, Grandma Marge was singing Spanish Eyes. I also have a tradition when me, my dad, that would be me this time, Papa, Uncle Billy, and Grandma Marge all used to blow out the candles together on December 4th every year to celebrate all of our birthdays. My mother has a ring that Grandma Marge passed down to my mother that will be passed down to me someday. We all have a lot of memories of Grandma Marge and hope those memories will live on. Love, Madison. And on a personal note, Roz had asked me to say something earlier, and this was when Graham first passed. And I honestly told her I was way too nervous to stand in front of everybody and speak. This family is also comforting and warming and loving that I'd like to say just one thing. There's no words I think that can ever truly make us feel whole or complete with the passing of anybody. But when you look around, without this one truly beautiful soul that sits before us, none of this would be possible. She lives on through all of us. She lives on through her son, through her grandchildren, through her nieces, nephews, all the way down to her great-grandchildren. She lives on in our blood, in our bodies. Let us celebrate a truly remarkable life. Thank you.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Andy Piscatella, and Aunt Marge was my grandmother's sister-in-law. So that's, I don't know how I'm going to follow Brian and Madison, but fortunately, my words are actually Aunt Marge's words. So as usual, she must have the last word, so here they are. My beloved family, dear friends, and devoted customers. Today I leave this world with a full heart. I have loved and been loved by so many. To my children, you've been my greatest and most beautiful gifts. I've cherished memories of watching you grow and succeed throughout the years. This was my treasure chest. The pride I have had in my children is beyond words. I have always admired your ambitions, talents, and drive. I have loved you more than life itself. To my grandchildren and great-grandchildren, you are the legacy of my children. My life has been closest to all of you as you have been my confidants. Our escapades and little secrets filled my heart with joy. Sorry. I've rocked you, read to you, played with you, and I've been fortunate enough to see you grow into adulthood. Graham has been so proud of all that you have accomplished. To my brothers, sister-in-law, cousins, nieces, and nephews, we have shared so many happy and challenging times together, always bringing us closer. Our love and continued support of one another has kept this family network going. How lucky I've been to have all of you in my life. To my friends and customers, how fond I've been of our many visits together. In my office, at the bank, in the post office, out shopping, regardless of where my scouting about town, I have always had our cheerful greetings and passing conversations to enjoy friendships and caring. Today I must join the congregation of another life, and I wish that you celebrate mine as a tribute to all of you. I thank you for your love and respect and for filling my life with meaning. From time to time, think of me, and I will remain in your hearts forever. With love always.
Well, that's a tough act to follow, as usual with my mom, but basically, I just want to tell you how overwhelmed my family and I are, and grateful that you're here today. It's such a show of support. Truly, she was probably a very revered woman, more so than we understood, I think. I wanted to make sure that all of you come back with us to the Italian Pavilion in Derby to celebrate Mom's life, because that's what she wanted. She chose this place, and if you knew her, she chose all of it, including the readings at church. So thank you again for coming, and we're going to end this service in a song that was written by Kevin Jenkins, and the name of the song is Before You Close Your Eyes.
As your soul flies higher, higher and higher, watch over your loved ones below.